Okay, so I'm going to talk about my experience with the Kings of Con, who I love so much, plus Matt. Um, so I love them as much as ever. Like, they are my equivalent to Jared and Jensen. Like, they mean the freaking world to me, and I love them so much with all of my heart. Like, I love, like, they mean a lot to me. And, so they were the most I saw that weekend. Like I saw them like a bunch, and we ran into them a couple times. We had a lot of conversations with them, and so let's start on Friday. Friday was beautiful, and we loved it because Richard and Rob are so cute. I love them so much, and they are goals for real, and so we didn't see Matt like all day Friday all day. It wasn't until karaoke night that we saw. It wasn't until like the beginning of karaoke. He comes out in this purple velvet suit with a silk dark teal shirt. Well, like a button up shirt. And then it was like opened kind of like that. And he had like this gold medallion. And he just looked, he looked so sexy. I was just like, like we ran into my friend Mary, her friend Mitzi, and her brother Roberto, who is Mexican Garth, who I called Garth like all weekend until I figured out Sunday that his name was Roberto. I was like, oh, huh. And so me and Mitzi, because we were just like, oh my god, I'm so excited to see Matt, because we're like, Matt is so hot. And then we saw him, and we're just like he came out, he was drunk. Rob and Rich were drunk. Everyone was drunk. He was drunk, and he came out, and he's just like, hey guys. He's like, Security told me I should keep it down tonight, but I've had 6 shots of tequila. Fuck them! And we're like, yes! And this was the exact same night that he announced that he was going to run naked through the streets for Kings of Con. And I was like, I had like $400 in my purse, and I was like, I'm going back to my purse. I'm getting it. I'm going up on stage. I'm putting it in his pants, and I'm telling him to do it now. But I didn't, because I have zero self-confidence when I'm sober. So I'm going to do karaoke night next year, but I'm going to need to have some help. Anyways, they were so amazing, and I loved karaoke so much. And I was like, oh my god, I wish I could go to the concert tomorrow. But we couldn't, because we were basic and we only had the weekend passes. And we didn't have enough money to have both me and Mary go to the concert. And I was like, uteruses before deuteruses. I ain't leaving my girl. And so I stayed with her, and we went back to her house, and we cried as our friends sent us pictures from the concert. And anyways, so all weekend we ran into Rob, Rich, and Matt, and they were just perfect and beautiful, and they always talked to us and was just like, how's it going? Like, is there, like, what do you love the most? Blah, blah, blah. Rob remembered who I was. Rob called me Megan, which is really close. It's Reagan. And I was like, that's really close. My name's Reagan, though. It starts with an R. And he was like, my name starts with an R. And Richard's like, my name starts with an R. And I'm like, bitch, get out of our conversation, Richard. I am talking with your best friend here. And they were just so perfect. And there was one time where I was walking to the bathroom because I had drank 4 cups of coffee that morning, and they were like big cups of coffee. And I was like, I'm going to pee my pants. So I was walking down the hallway of where we always were, which was really close to where the backstage door was for the stage. So we'd always see everybody walking out and stuff. And so I was like, I'm going to pee my pants. So I'm like, run into the bathroom, which is right next to the backstage door. And Rob, Rich, and Matt come out. I instantly see Richard because he looked like a very sexy hobo. Because he had like disheveled hair and he had this beard. And I love his gray hair. I'm so weird. But I have like serious daddy issues, I guess. I don't know. And he was I like instantly saw him and I was like, Richard, he's like, you. We're like, high five, and we hugged, and then I was like, I'm gonna pee my pants, I have to go. And so I confessed to Richard Spate Jr. that I was gonna pee my pants, and so I had to leave and, out of embarrassment. And so I went to the bathroom, I go back to my group, and they're like, brah, like, Matt and Rob were so disappointed you didn't hug them. And I'm like, what? He wasn't with anyone else? And they're like, yeah, you walked right past Matt. And I'm like, oh my god. And I like apologized the next time I saw them. And then Rob's like, I was really disappointed. And I'm like, oh, Robert, I'm so sorry. But anyways, so they just mean so much to me, and I love them a lot. And I'm so excited for next year because I'm getting Matt's photo op, Richard's photo ops, Rob's photo ops, Matt and Rich's photo op, and I'm really disappointed there's no Rob and Rich photo op, which doesn't, like, why doesn't that exist? They're best friends. Oh my god, that'd be the most embarrassing. Anyways, so I'm getting Matt and Rich, and then I'm getting Loud and Swain because I am Loud and Swain trash because they're my shit. And yeah, I'm so excited for that. And so I'm getting like all of their photo ops, and I'm getting all of their autographs, and I'm going to just stare into Richard Spate Jr.'s eyes and just melt and just fall in love with him because I'm in love with him. Anyways, so my photo ops, I only got one with Rob and Rich. No, not Rich. I only got one with Rob and Matt. I'm really sad I didn't get one with Rob. No, I don't even remember what I said, but Richard, Matt. Okay. And so I actually got two with Matt because at the very last second, I decided to do like the little like leg pop, you know, from like the Princess Diaries. And Chris saw that, and I was already like, Chris took our picture, and I was like, okay, bye. And I went to like run off, but Chris was like, no, come back. And I'm like, like I don't and Matt was like, oh my god, did I look ugly? And Chris is like, yeah, you looked ugly, Matt. Like that could ever happen. And I was like, because you're so hot. And so I did the whole little like leg pop again. And I was like, and as I was leaving, I had word vomit. And I said, oh my god, you're so gorgeous. And he was like, I'm gorgeous, you're gorgeous. And I'm like, like, I know that he probably says that to everyone. But Matt just makes me, like, if you don't follow Matt on Instagram, you need to, because he always posts inspirational quotes, and it means a lot to me. Anyways, so, so he called me gorgeous, I called him gorgeous, and then we parted ways, and then everyone thinks that my photo op with him is my prom picture, even though I graduated a year before this. And I was like, I didn't go to prom, but thanks for thinking I could land Matt Cohen, so thank you. And then my Richard photo op I got with Mary, and I wore this tiara because he's my king and I am his princess of Con, even though I've been to one. But so I'm his duchess, I guess. I don't know. I'm part of the Con court. And Con court. But anyways, so I was wearing this tiara, and he was like, oh, I love your tiara. And then he talked to Mary, and he was like, oh, I love your shirt, which was the Friday People shirt, and it said, Dick loves Friday people, and Friday people love Dick, and then it had his face on it with his, like, porn stash, and it made me so happy. Where is it? It's somewhere in my closet. Where is it? No, that's my Captain Canada. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Yes. Yes. If you don't have one, you're missing out. Like, when he was telling us about this, I was like, Mary, go get in line! And she did, and we got these, and they're gorgeous. Look at the porn stash. Porn stash. Anyways. So he was like, oh, and I love your shirt. And then as I was walking away, he's like, I'll take that. And I'm like, excuse me, that is mine. And so I like ripped it back from him. And I'm like, I love you, but I need this. I'm going to go meet Mark Shepard. And so, yeah, that happened. And I just can't wait for next year because they're all perfect. And I made the mistake of looking into Richard's eyes which it's just a glass of whiskey with sun shining through it, and it's just like everything is so calming at that moment. You're just like, ah. It's like, you know, like the Hey Girl Ryan Gosling memes. That is what Richard is. He is, hey girl, look into my eyes, everything's gonna be okay. And I'm like, ah. But anyways, the Kings of Con, I love them so much, and I'm so proud of them, and they make me so happy, and they are why I'm here. So, yay. Okay, I'm gonna go make another one of these. Okay, I love you. Mwah.